Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Vagisha Mishra. I review and decode beauty pageants at my channel. So if you're watching me for the very first time and you don't want to miss out on any pageant story or updates, please go ahead and subscribe and also turn on the bell icon so you'll be the first to get notified whenever a video goes live at my channel. So without further ado, I'm so excited to be doing this video. Today I'm going to reveal my final predictions for Miss Grand International 2020. So you have already heard my previous opinions, you have heard my opinion on swimsuit competition, and today I'm going to talk about my final predictions for the title after watching the prelims last night. So what are we waiting for? Let's start with the semi-finalists and starting my top 20 with Canada. So when I was watching the performance of Canada, I believe that she was very good when it came to the swimsuit competition, and she performed very well. She was very playful, she was very graceful at the same time. But when it came to the evening gown performance, despite of having a beautiful gown, a lovely trail, I still believe there was a scope of improvement. But nonetheless, observing her overall personality, I feel that she is good enough to get a placement. On number 19, I have Myanmar. So after watching her swimsuit competition as well as preliminary competition, I can say that she's too good with her expressions and walk when it comes to the swimsuit round. Although I feel that she still has to work upon her evening gown round, but overall she is likable enough to get a placement. On number 18, I have India. So we know that India sent a candidate to Miss Grand International pageant very haphazardly. Glaminant supermodel India was responsible for sending the delegate to Miss Grand International because Femina Miss India did not have the franchisee for this year. So this year when Simran came forward to participate in Miss Grand International pageant, I think she did a fair job with her participation. I liked her performance a little bit to even get a placement. And if we compare her performance to the last year performance at Miss Grand International where Shivani Jadhav was the representative, I think she was a little bit dull on her part. But when it comes to Simran, I feel that Simran is very active, she is energetic, and she brings those fierce vibes which is needed on the Miss Grand International stage. So I think she performed decently enough to get a placement. On number 17, I have United States of America. Now, United States of America has sent a very different representative to Miss Grand International. Usually, they send white girls, but I think this time they have sent a black girl, and she is really beautiful. So when I observe her walking down the stairs or the runway, I feel that she's really great when it comes to swimsuit competition. She's very playful, she is very fierce and sexy, and when we talk about the evening gown competition, she's very graceful and she has that aura which demands attention. So at number 17, United States. On number 16, I have Guatemala. I think Miss Grand International is all about drama, and why can't we not include Guatemala in this list when she has been rightfully serving it since the beginning of the pageant? So I remember one of the pre-pageant activity where the contestants had to Photoshop their pictures in order to make their winning reaction of the Miss Grand International, and she imitated Clara Sosa's winning reaction where she fainted on the ground. So I think that she has a very playful vibe and she brings a lot of attention on the stage. When I observe her walking down the runway in the prelims, I feel that she's good enough to get a placement. And now next we have England. So although the competition is really tough, really nerve-wracking, and there are a many lot of contestants who are very strong and competing with each other with complete vigor and enthusiasm, England is one among them. So don't be surprised if you see her getting placed in the semi-finals, because that is pretty obvious. Will she advance further to top 10? That is something which we really need to question. So when I observe her performance in the preliminary competition, I feel that she was really good when it came to the evening gown competition. On the other hand, when we talk about her swimsuit competition, I feel that she lacked a little bit of energy, and that's why I feel that she may not enter the top 10. So nonetheless, the competition is still on, and we don't know what goes behind the scene in the closed door interview. So we can expect England to finish in top 10. And now next, on number 14, I have Russia. So if you had been following my videos since a while, you know that before the arrivals of Miss Grand International pageant, I observed all the candidates' live session and their social media handles to come to the conclusion who is it who is leading the leaderboard at that moment. So Russia was also one among my favorites, and she has not disappointed at all. The only thing which I expect from her to give better performance in the stage, because when it comes to the stage presence, I think she lacks a little bit of energy. Although she has a face to die for, she knows how to talk and speak, but still a little bit of polishing is still needed when it comes to the runway. So Russia at number 14. And now at number 13, I have Dominican Republic. So Dominican Republic is one of the contestants who is not being much talked about in the pageant, but I think she absolutely fits the mold of Miss Grand International. She is a black Barbie and I really love her stage presence. I love her oomph and vigor when she comes on the stage. I really like her fierce vibes, her sassy moves, and she gives me the Miss Grand International vibes in her very presence. So I think she is good enough to get a placement in semi-finals. And now at number 12, I have South Africa. Now South Africa is also one of the very few candidates who are being spoken, who are being talked about at this moment. But she came as a revelation in the preliminary competition because when she stepped outside in the emerald green ground, I was stunned because she was so beautiful. She wore a very beautiful, intricately designed beautiful gown, and the way she carried herself during the evening gown competition and showing her grace and her sexy vibe in all glory is something. So I feel that South Africa can definitely bag a placement. And now next up I have Kenya. So I have been saying this since many times, ever since I have opinionated my opinions on Miss Grand International in my pre-arrival video. So Kenya is one of the strongest candidates from the African continent besides Nigeria, and I feel that Kenya is all prepared for the finals because when I saw her performance in the evening gown competition, I was mesmerized by her beautiful, gracious walk, and I think she was very confident about herself. She was believing in herself, and when I observed her in the swimsuit competition, again those twirls and turns gave me goosebumps to think that how prepared she is at this moment. So Kenya definitely is at number 11 right now at my list, but I feel that if the organization really appreciates her, she may even go on to place higher. And now it's time for the top 10 semi-finalists in my list. So at number 10, I have Czech Republic. Now you must be wondering that in my previous leaderboard, Czech Republic was somewhere in the top 5, but now she has declined to the top 10 list. Why is it so? Majorly because when I heard Nawat Istragrasil's statement that if a candidate makes mistake on the prelim stage, she is not actually doing well enough to get a good placement in the finals. So that made me wonder that after she tripped in the evening gown competitions of the prelims, she might have hindered her chances to proceed further. However, when we talk about the European continent has not got much acclamation at Miss Grand International pageant, and this time Czech Republic comes from the Europe region and she is super strong. She has a beautiful face, she knows how to walk on the stage, and she has that magnetic power in her entire aura and presence which demands a lot of attention. So at number 10, I might have placed her at number 10 right now, but still, if the time permits and if the fate is really wishing for her to proceed further, then we may see Czech Republic even higher. And now at number 9, I have Colombia. Now Colombia was one among other candidates who came as a revelation to me at Miss Grand International preliminary competition, because when I observed her performance, I was completely stunned because she is one of my favorite performers from the swimsuit segment of the prelims. She was so pumped up, she was so charged up that I really enjoyed watching her glide effortlessly on the stage, and the crowd went crazy when she stepped forward. I thoroughly loved and enjoyed her performance in the swimsuit. And when we talk about the evening gown competition, I think she had a beautiful gown and she did complete justice to that gown by her sultry, fierce expression. So I feel that Colombia performed well enough to gain a placement in top 10. And now at number 8, I have Mexico. So if there is one woman in this entire batch who can kill with her eyes besides Puerto Rico, it is Mexico. So Mexico was super stunning on the stage. I really loved her gracious aura on the stage. Her beautiful pink gown did complete justice to her beauty. Although the shoes could have been better, but she did complete justice to the performance, and I really loved watching her performance. She was bliss to eyes. her performance in the swimsuit competition was equally stunning. I really enjoyed watching her glide effortlessly on the stage, and she can kill with her fierce expressions. I feel that Mexico is also one of the countries which has not got a lot of acclamation at Miss Grand International Pageant, so she may advance further and get a great placement. And now it's time for number 7, Puerto Rico. So as I have been saying this again and again repeatedly in all my previous videos, that Puerto Rico had already won one Miss Grand International crown, so it's really hard for me to predict that if they are going to win their second crown this soon. Although she's very stunning, she's gorgeous, I love her eyes, I love her looks and gaze, and when she steps on the runway, her performance is completely mesmerizing that I will not let my eyes shift from her even for 1 millisecond. She's that good. So I really loved her performance. She was very well styled in the preliminary competition. She is always very well styled when it comes to pre-pageant activities. Her social media handle is also something which keeps me hooked up to her journey. So I think Puerto Rico can certainly enter top 5 if the organization is willing to let Puerto Rico advance to top 5 once again. So she is also one among my favorites. And now at number 6, I have none other than the host country, Thailand. So Thailand is one of my sentimental favorites for the title because the parent organization of Miss Grand Thailand, Miss Grand International Organization, always conducts a pageant separately for this particular international pageant, and it is conducted with complete glory and at huge scale. So when she won her national title, I was very sure that she's going to perform very well. But when it came to her performance in the international pageant, I feel she was equally stunning, and she gave a performance which was beyond our expectations. Because when I observed her in both the swimsuit and evening gown performances, I think she was completely on point with her styling. She is very sassy, she's very sexy, and it's very much fun to follow her journey because she is just being herself. So I love the spontaneity in her aura, I really love her personality, and I think this is the time when Thailand can go ahead and crown the first ever Thai Miss Grand International. And now it's time for me to reveal my top 5 for Miss Grand International. I think I'm already so much immersed in Miss Grand International vibe that I'm also being over dramatic and excited. Nonetheless, talking about the top 5, at number 5th, we have Peru. So Peru is too good on the stage. Now the other day I was having a conversation with Critical Beauty where 4 of us came forward and discussed our opinions on Miss Grand International Pageant, and Rafa said that Peru is certainly a very strong candidate. Now when I observed her journey, she was there in my radar, but I did not really think about her in terms of, in top 5 crown contenders. But when I observed the preliminary competition, I have to say that she is very playful with her expressions. She's too good on the stage, and when she walks, she completely sets fire on the stage. So I think Peru is certainly going to make it to top 5. Will she win or not? That is something which we shall know in tomorrow's competition. And now at number 4, I have none other than Aura Karishma from Indonesia. Now Indonesia is sending a beautiful candidate after Ariska Putri won Miss Grand International this edition. And I think she is one of the strongest candidates sent to Miss Grand International Pageant after Ariska Putri. So I think Indonesia, will they win it? Very recently they had won one Miss Grand International crown, so it's very hard for me to say that whether they will win it or not. But Indonesia is such a good performer that I will not be surprised and I will not be disappointed at all if she goes on to win the title. Because when I observe her performance in each of the rounds, be it her social media, which is not a round of course, but which is a pre-pageant prerequisite where we follow the contestant's journey. She's very good on her social media handle. And when we talk about her performances in the swimsuit competition, she was of course very stunning, one of my favorites from the swimsuit competition, which was held before the prelims. And when we talk about her prelims, I mean, what a walk. This is the first statement that came to my mind when Indonesia was walking down the runway. She was so good, so confident about herself. So I think Indonesia is certainly not going empty-handed to its country back, and I think they can positively win the title again if Miss Grand International organization is serious or is ready to crown another Indonesian beauty queen. And now next we have Argentina. So Argentina has been on my list ever since the competition began, and if you have followed my videos for a while, you know that she's one of my sentimental favorites for the title. So when she stepped forward in that beautiful royal blue gown, I was completely stunned. She is so beautiful. I love her face, I love her performance, and I think she is really fitting the criteria of Miss Grand International. She's tall, slender, beautiful, sexy, sassy, and I love her gorgeous face. And if we observe Miss Grand International title holders since past few years, they have never crowned a candidate who is not facially gorgeous. So I feel that it is Argentina's time to shine, and although she must have not shined at Miss Universe, this is the right moment where she can make her best. So this is what I feel about Argentina, another crown contender for Miss Grand International 2020. And now at number 2, let me reveal my top 2 ladies for the title. So at number 2, I have none other than Brazil. So if you have watched her preliminary evening gown competition performance, you know that she was so good on the stage. I really loved the gown, and more than the gown, I loved her attitude, I loved her persona, and the way she carried herself. Completely in love with that. So Brazil has my heart, and I think Brazil has never won Miss Grand International pageant, and Navat is always a fan of Latin American countries, so why not go for Brazil? So Brazil has given a power-packed performance, and if she performs well enough in the grand finale of Miss Grand International, then she can certainly go ahead and win that crown. So by now you might have understood who is leading my leaderboard. Once again, it is Samantha Bernardo from the Philippines. So Samantha Bernardo has given a power-packed performance in the preliminary competition, and after observing her performances in both the rounds, I think she is the best suitable candidate for the title of Miss Grand International. Now Philippines has never won Miss Grand International pageant, and the closest they came to winning the title was with Nicole Cordovez, who was also a great candidate. So I think Samantha Bernardo is facially stunning, and the candidate of 2020 edition will get to reign for a very short time. Philippines' victory at this pageant has been long overdue. They have sent a very prepared candidate to the pageant, and going by this trend, I think Navat would definitely like to spread its business to Philippines. So I think Samantha Bernardo not only fits the criteria of Miss Grand International, but she has other good prospects as well backing her up, which will make her prospects of winning even more stronger. So at number 1, again, I have Samantha Bernardo from the Philippines, and this is how I have reached towards the end of my hot picks for Miss Grand International, my final predictions. So I don't know if she's going to win or not. I really hope she does. But what is your opinion on the badge, and who do you think is going to win Miss Grand International 2020 is something I want to know. So leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know who are your top 5 and who do you think is going to win, who do you think is somebody who you want to win. So let me know your opinions and thoughts in the comment section below. Also stay tuned because I am coming up with more videos on Miss Grand International, the preliminary performance, and also many more videos. So stay tuned. I am super excited for the pageant, and if all goes well, I'll be coming up with my live reaction on the pageant as well. So stay tuned, and I'll meet you soon, very soon, with more content, more videos. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.